So in theory, I do believe that this should be one of the last, if not the last episode in Zen from Tokyo, and then we're doing the actual like Kingdom Hearts related stuff. So things are about to get interesting because we're gonna get our asses beat by Dark Aqua. I just realized. Anyway, let's do the things in here first. I have no idea where we're supposed to be going. Let's talk to Hero.
Okay, you ready to battle the Dark Cube?
I guess we literally just fight the final boss. I probably could have cut that up a little differently. Especially since I think the last two episodes were relatively short. I'm recording this on Monday. This is going up on Monday. I'm hoping to record at least 2, preferably all 3 episodes for this week. Just because, again, I have been having some trouble keeping up with the schedule, even though the schedule is not that like impressively filled or anything. Also still working on the next retrospective. I hope it hasn't.
Tricks.
Yeah, now it's gotta face all of us.
Does it though?
That's right.
Does it?
Freddy want to destroy.
Our probability of success is...
You don't have to crunch the numbers, Baymax.
Never tell me the odds.
It's not the sum of our parts. It's the sum of our parts.
Oh, that is so bad.
Which adds up to what? Show me. Almost there.
What?
Because darkness.
This pile of junk collected the data we needed. The terror of being attacked without warning. The despair of having no place to run. The longing for vengeance.
A heart's more than that.
It's
And darkness. Light.
Smile at something funny.
Trusting friends. In every heart.
And I know now that Kingdom Hearts, yada yada yada.
You're right.
Huh?
That's why I made sure our creation fought you. Now the data contains a complete heart.
A heart made from conflict? That can't be real.
What was it you said? I only have to see it for it to become real. So, let's see it.
Let's see it indeed. I'm just realizing that, like, one of the critiques
First, we need a vessel.
I always have about, like, the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 is that there's some timeline breakage with Terra being returned to a normal Terra. The same goes for Rico Replica.
Another Dark Cube form?
But that one is a lot more paradoxical, so...
It could be a trick.
Usually is.
Yeah. Wait! That's Baymax. What? Huh? No way.
It's edgy Baymax. So much worse than normal Baymax, because he's purple! So darkness.
Baymax.
Don't bother. This puppet has lost his heart.
Wait!
Wake up.
He's not a puppet! Baymax!
That's what he said about Pinocchio!
Please! Give me back my friend!
Yes.
Huh?
I did promise I'd put this back where I found it.
Destroy.
But there's one piece missing. Sora, you're the one who's going to complete this heart.
Yeah, right!
You can't have a heart without sadness, without loss. You see, You're going to destroy Hero's friend. Right in front of him.
Wait!
Oh no.
Replaying this world, it actually makes a lot more sense than I gave it credit for in my top 20 organization members video.
Hero,
Like, a lot more.
tell us. What should we do?
Kill it.
Baymax means everything to me. But that chip isn't who he is. I already made this mistake once before. Tadashi wouldn't want there to be a Baymax that hurts people. Sora, he has to be stopped.
Okay. Help Gogo and the others. You can lead.
Yeah,
this
we only
guy
have room in
to
our party
us.
for 5 in total, so
Thank you.
we don't really need you guys. There's going to be a lot of me talking over cutscenes, by the way, in the coming episodes. So if you're not into that, I'm very sorry.
No!
Sora, take Baymax.
Take Baymax. Take
Okay.
voice acting fucking lessons.
I am ready, Sora.
Like, for Baymax it makes sense, like the way he talks, but I don't know. The voice actor for Hero specifically in this game, it's just not that good. There's a couple of voice actors which just fucking dropped the ball in this game, and I'm not okay with that. Because this game took fucking forever to develop, so... Like, it's not like they didn't have time to do retakes. How does this work again? We can shoot. This is gonna take a fucking while, isn't it? I feel like it is. Maybe it's not that bad. Can I heal? I can heal, but it's on a countdown? I hope it's on a countdown and not a one-time thing, because otherwise I just fucking wasted it. There's also a dodging ability. Okay. I think we got... should have seen that coming. So it seems like maybe it's not on a countdown and I just fucked up my own heal. Essentially. Which would not be great. Would be pretty bad actually, if that's the case. Surely. Yeah, Chaos Spray does come back. Okay, let's immediately use it again because I'm under half HP and I don't trust anything about this game at this point. I'm assuming that if I like hit these, I can hit them back at him and damage him with them. Yeah, that seemed to damage him, and it seemed to damage him quite a lot actually. This is not a difficult fight. I remember almost dying on standard mode or beginner mode. I don't know what the original playthrough I did. I probably played it on beginner mode originally because I wanted to get all the story elements as quickly as possible. I remember almost dying against this fight. It's either going to get more difficult or I was just being a little bitch in my original playthrough of this game, which at this point is like 2.5 years ago, right? I played this in 3 days, the moment it was released. The only reason it took me 3 days is because I couldn't play the whole fucking day. I did need to go to work at my place where I was doing an internship at the time. Okay, phase 2. I wasn't gonna take like 2 days off to play Kingdom Hearts. This is where I almost died because now we get into the actual fight. Yeah, that's right. Okay. That ain't good. That is very much not good. But now I can actually do this as well. Okay. Hold on. Oh no! Oh no! I hope it resets you back to phase 2 and not phase 1 because holy shit! Now I remember why this is a difficult fight. I did play one night until 3 in the morning. Because I figured, oh, we're in a Keyblade Graveyard. This has to be the last stretch, and then the game lasted for another 4 hours. Right after this, I played this, and it was 11 o'clock when I finished. Okay, it does start you back at phase 2. It was 11 o'clock at night when I when I finish this world. But then I went to rescue Aqua. And then the Keyblade Graveyard happens. And then, you know how this works. I just kept going. And I think I completed the entire game that night. I might have stopped after the second loop for time traveling. You have a lot more HP than you had first time I did this. That doesn't seem quite fair. Well, we are building up, hold on, we are building up a finishing command. I don't know if Cuisine is going to help me here. It's going to improve my max HP, but I don't know if it's going to improve my damage output, is the thing. But this might be, until Master Xehanort himself, one of the last difficult boss fights. I don't know if Dark Aqua is actually difficult, because I don't recall having that much trouble with her. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is probably the last difficult boss fight until the final boss itself, which actually isn't even that difficult. Let's be honest, the final boss against Master Xehanort, it's a pretty easy fight. There's like one phase where he's in a goat mask, which is slightly annoying, but the actual final fight is mostly just a set piece. It's not that difficult of an actual like mechanical fight. Okay, let's try to focus here for a moment, because this is going to take all day otherwise. Okay, let's see what this... I need to have my... fucking wrong button! The issue is you have to have a block button. I need a block button. If I have a block button, I'll be fine. I only have a dodge button. And I see how that's ironic, because I usually end up dodging attacks rather than blocking and countering them, which is the way better strategy 99% of the time. But like, the aerial movement does make a difference in at least the way I like to play. You know what? That actually... Oh, that works so much better. Okay, so maybe do a little bit more of that, and then we can immediately Sky Strike as well. Which... presumably deals a fuck of a ton of damage. Looks like it does. But don't get too over-aggressive. Like, yeah... use a little bit more punching, because that clearly works wonders. But don't get over-aggressive and die as a result. So, what I just did, don't do that. Hold on, can I talk? Can I shot lock? I don't think I can shot lock. I'm gonna try to shot lock. I'm assuming I can't. It would be really stupid if I do this entire fight without shot locks, if it is a possibility though. So I'm going to at least see if I can do it. Also, this fucking loading screen issue is just... Again, if you have a loading screen that takes so long for everybody... Yeah, you can't shot lock. So long for every time you have to reset a boss fight, that really is a issue. That also is an issue. I'm going to probably just shut up for a moment here and focus on the actual fight, because we're 15 minutes into this and we're going to get a lot of cutscenes as well. So, yeah. Once you get into one of his combos, you're dead. I figured out what the biggest issue with this fight is. It is that Baymax, when he attacks, has no fucking range. Like, you have to be right next to this motherfucker to actually attack him. Because, like, when Sora attacks, he's got his, like, sliding dash ability and stuff like that, where you can attack from a pretty decent distance, especially in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, the homing in you do while doing an attack and a combo is pretty far in range. Baymax has no fucking range at all. Combo that with the fact that this is a mid-air fight, so you'll have to take into account, like, height differences as well. And it just means that when you attack, you end up missing and just being like right in front of him for him to attack you a lot of the time. And he himself has an insanely large range, and you're never really safe from him. So I think that is the main issue with this fight. That was a really good combo, I've got to say. So I just want to jump in here and say that. I'm going to probably shut up again. Okay, there we go.
No way.
Fuck me. I literally gave zero shits. I just went in for some cuisine. Even if it is just for the HP boost, that means that I can take like one more hit. That could be fairly huge. So we're gonna go with that. Yeah, that doesn't really help that much, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just a shitty boss fight. Like, at least the blob monster thing in Monstropolis, it's an annoying fight. But it's a good fight. This is just a bad fight. Like, this is legitimately the worst fight probably in Kingdom Hearts 3. Including Yuzora. Because Yuzora isn't necessarily a bad fight. It's not a great fight, don't get me wrong. It's a pretty, like, not great fight. In my opinion, anyway. I think it's overly, unnecessarily, unfairly difficult in a lot of ways. This one just doesn't function. Which is a way fucking bigger issue. It might be one of the worst fights in the Kingdom Hearts series in general. Like, if there's a game that has a worse fight than this, it has to be 358 Days. Kingdom Hearts Days has a lot of bad boss fights. But in any quote-unquote main series style, like Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3, even counting Chain of Memories and Kodat, and okay, maybe not both, but even counting Birth by Sleep, I'm thinking out of 1, 2, 3 and Birth by Sleep, this definitely is probably just still the worst fights in the series. I don't think that's exaggerating at all. I honestly do think that that is a pretty fair... I'd have to look a little closer at all the boss fights. Look, that dodge was kind of my fault. I'd have to look a little closer at all the fights in the series in order to like have a definitive opinion on that, but I feel like this is at least a very good contender for worst fight in the series. I'm just gonna like do this by keeping my distance, I think. Because it's just... Fuck this fight, honestly. Like, I'm not a huge fan of just saying a fight is bad when I'm, like, not winning. Because people tend to do that a lot. And I think that, like, a fight can be difficult and not bad. Or you can just be bad at a fight, while the fight itself, like, is mechanically well designed. This fight is bad. This fight is honestly bad. I've complained about a lot of boss fights in this series so far. With good reason, I might add. I think most boss fights I've been bitching about deserve it to some extent. This fight deserves it more than any other. Because this fight, I don't know if I've said this enough, is bad. I've got a second Sky Strike here, so maybe bitching against the fight is the thing that's actually going to save me here. And it's not even that you can't use a lot of your usual mechanics, because I don't mind that necessarily. I am gonna die again, aren't I? No! I live, at least for now.
That was close.
And another Sky Strike right away. Okay, that is a really good... So maybe I'm just missing the point of the fight and you need to take out these little cubes to get the big cubes, and that gets you very easy, like, bursts of damage. So let's try to focus a little bit more on that, rather than just damaging the boss itself. For the record, I still think this fight is highly bad. But it might be a little bit less bad than I was, like, bitching about. Just the tiniest bit, but still. Okay, it's starting to get easier to build up Sky Strikes, I think, because he's starting to throw more of those red blocks at me. If I die now, I'm gonna be mildly upset. by the way. I don't think I'm gonna die. I think I've got this. We're down to about 1 HP bar. I think my Chaos Spray is going to restock any moment now. There we go. I don't have to use it quite yet. Delete previous version of Windows? What the hell are you talking about? Windows. I have a backup on my PC, yeah, but obviously I'm not going to delete the backup. That's kind of the point of a backup, is to keep it on your PC. You idiot. Okay, so without me paying too much attention, I think we just won. So please die. Max HP increase, could have used that before. Definitely the cuisine boost there was probably a fairly useless one, because I only used the HP boost, I think. I don't know if the actual damage output was higher as well. It didn't feel particularly high. And obviously the MP boost literally does not matter. The HP boost was nice though. Or did I get a Windows update and... No, because that doesn't make any sense.
Hero.
So...
No,
did
we
stop
stopped
him?
it. You just fucked off.
Safety mode kicks in if he's put under too much stress. So he's probably just in stasis. We'll have to destroy the chip if we want to be certain.
But are you sure?
Yeah, dude. You don't need to go...
He does though.
Maybe we can
Maybe
find
not.
another way.
Mm-mm.
It's literally, like, look at that.
It's the right
Literally
thing to do.
smoking with darkness.
Tadashi would have done the same thing.
He also ran into a building to rescue a teacher.
But Hero, isn't that Baymax's heart?
It's okay. Baymax. is
Oh,
here.
like Tadashi is here. That's cute.
I should be the one.
I actually didn't realize that parallel before.
Ow?
Hello, I am Baymax, your personal.
And that also is a Baymax.
Thanks.
Do you think I could take one of them with me?
No.
Come on.
No. Who's gonna repair him?
Just one of them.
Yeah.
Come on, please.
He's my personal healthcare companion.
Well, that's not quite how that works. Because the whole idea is that he was going to be like mass-produced at some point, right? To help people, not just you. Also, the R&D going into an invention like that would be hella expensive if you don't go ahead and sell that technology. It's still very expensive, but at least you're making your money back on sales, right? So that doesn't make too much sense.